This is Part 2, Episode 164. As the black apparatus ball exploded tens of thousands of kilometers away, as it exploded in space, no sound could be heard. Plus, with large amounts of goods placed all over, the faraway Luo Feng and his group couldn't see nor hear it. Also, the explosion itself was too weak to even reach them, hence no one detected anything. Luo Feng, we've lost the surrounding scanning signal. Barbata shouted. What? Lost? Luo Feng was shocked. As he entered within the star field to pick his bug units, Barbata had told him that he could clearly detect a powerful overwhelming scanning signal that engulfed every bit of the surrounding area, and its security system, after all, covered the entire starfield. Several million light-years in diameter. Other places could never imagine such an extravagant system. Normally the powerful planets would at most have some satellites and systems around the planet. To have over 10,000 observation points and systems about, even the strongest powers in humanity wouldn't use such high-level apparatus. Like Barbata's scanning device only had an area of 20 kilometers, and it was incredibly advanced. In the universe, having one device every 20 kilometers. How many devices would the entire Wulong starfield need? How much would it cost? Hence it wasn't worth it. And there was no need to even hide the fact that the entire Wulong starfield was under surveillance, hence it naturally emitted a powerful signal of an extremely advanced scanning system. When the apparatus was destroyed, Barbata had discovered that signal had completely vanished. How can the scanning signal suddenly vanish? Has it malfunctioned, or? Many thoughts flashed through Luo Feng's mind. He became more alert and cautious. He suddenly stared wide-eyed. Ahead, Casey the man, with a head of black scales, who had been chatting happily with the two guides earlier, suddenly flashed his blade, and with the short distance, plus no preparation or defense, the other two guides had only begun to react when the blades slashed past their heads. Their heads were instantly split in two, flying away, as the energy of the blade followed through into their bodies and attacked their life core. Rumble. Rumble. Two life cores were instantly broken. It took less than 0.01 seconds. The two biggest threats to Casey, the two Sector Lord Pinnacle guides, were instantly killed. Assassin! Barbata shouted within Luo Feng's mind, quickly flee. This assassin must have many hidden trump cards. To actually be able to make a move here within Wulong Starfield, he must have been hiding for extremely long, and not making a move. He definitely won't give you any chance. Luo Feng, flee. However, it was too late. Casey's blade work was extremely close, and instantly, as he killed the two Sector Lord Pinnacle warriors, his green eyes gleamed coldly. The biggest obstacles have been eliminated. With the two of them dead, no one can protect Luo Feng. And they are unable to send a report to the security system. Luo Feng can at most quickly send a distress signal to Longju Emperor, and Longju Emperor probably won't be too quick about it. Normally entering the virtual universe occasionally and checking his mail. It would probably take 30 seconds. After reading and knowing the problem, he would sound the alarm and send a powerful warrior here. After the system receives the alarm, the first thing they would do is try and contact Luo Feng's two guides. That would take about 20 seconds, and if it fails, they would then send the warrior. As the distance is too far, teleportation won't be able to reach instantly. Even a knight, using his god country teleportation, it would still take at least 30 seconds to get here. I'm a Sector Lord level 9 Pinnacle, and he's a Domain Lord level 9. He may have some supporting life form etc., however it cannot change the fact, his soul is only Domain Lord level 9. Spirit attack. Die. Casey had long planned everything out, while killing the two Sector Lord Pinnacle warriors. Many thoughts had flashed through his mind as his gaze fell on Luo Feng. A formless spirit attack instantly rushed and attacked Luo Feng. Sector Lord level 9 versus Domain Lord level 9. Just the difference in strength quantity alone was 1,000 times, even with miraculous encounters etc. One soul couldn't defend against an attack 1,000 times stronger. Rumble. The brutal attack condensed. It was almost like the sun crashing into earth, overwhelming. Luo Feng's main core within, with his enormous internal world with a diameter exceeding 60 million kilometers, even many Sector Lord Pinnacle golden horned beasts, choosing to use universe crystals to evolve, would only have an internal world with a diameter of 30 million kilometers. The bigger the internal world, the stronger the main core. When Luo Feng had just stepped into the Sector Lord level, even many Sector Lord Pinnacle warriors wouldn't be able to split his main core already. And now that the diameter of his internal world exceeded 60 million kilometer, his main core was incredibly strong, far exceeding many that choose to use Universe Crystal to evolve. This main core was something the Golden Horned Beast was born with. It was very mysterious. It could not only withstand attacks, it could also withstand soul attacks. Back then, when Luo Feng immolated his soul and used his all to kill to the Golden Horned Beast, it was because of the main core that managed to stop him from breaking through. Finally, he managed to use his soul immolation along with soul imprint from Huyang Bo's techniques, finally breaking through its defense. It was powerful and mysterious. A Sector Lord Pinnacle, trying to kill me with normal attacks, HMPH. Luo Feng didn't wish to reveal his powerful main core, swiftly using his Void Pagoda to defend. The moment it appeared, it completely protected his main core. This was the normal way a warrior would defend. Their main cores were weak, that was a known fact. After all, how many could be born with an internal world and one that was so absurdly powerful and huge? Rumble. That 5-level Void Pagoda, with the Sector Lord level 6 Golden Horned Beast's spirit energy level that was akin to a normal human Sector Lord level 8 or 9, the pagoda formed from this was extremely powerful against spirit attacks. It slightly shook and easily withstood the attack. Over 180 years in the Beast God Canyon, Luo Feng's law comprehension had improved tremendously, finally forming the 5th level of the tower. Casey, who had discovered that his spirit attack had failed, changed his expression. The soul attack actually failed. How can that domain lord level 9 withstand my attack? Instantly, 999 blades appeared before him and the palm-sized blades revolved about, causing the entire space around to warp, forming an endless blade wheel world, countless blades slashing at Luo Feng. They covered the land and skies. However, only the original 999 blades were truly the spirit weapon. Everything else was formed from his world energy. Many thoughts flashed in Luo Feng's mind. He also devised a battle strategy. Sector Lord level 9 Assassin. It was a good test for himself. Of course, the first thing he'd do in his plan was to ensure his safety. If you only have this level of strength, then go and die. Luo Feng roared fiercely, his voice exploding within Casey's mind. Simultaneously, many vines began to extend from Luo Feng's shoulders, and as they extended, they got thicker and thicker, in the blink of an eye. It had reached over 10,000 kilometers, 216 large vines that were like huge snakes wrapping about, every one of them even bigger than the full-sized Golden Horned Beast. One vine's length alone exceeded the diameter of Earth. These 216, when used in a combined attack, caused the surrounding tens of thousands of kilometers to instantly become a green forest. There were many leaves on each vine, and as it attacked, even the distant goods were affected by the ripples. Casey could only watch as the green leaves completely engulfed him. Rumble. The endless wheel blade struck at the surrounding vines, causing many of them to have huge slashes that stretched over several kilometers. However, they swiftly recovered and pushed forward again. Cloud Contact Vine, at least Sector Lord level 6 Cloud Contact Vine. Casey roared within. From the information I received, his Cloud Contact Vine is at most Sector Lord level 6, and it should have about 108 to 162 vines. However, this has 216 vines. This high-level Cloud Contact Vine is akin to 216 Sector Lord level 8s. The Cloud Contact Vine being strong is enough. But why is his soul defense so strong? Looks like I cannot wish to survive and leave this human territory. The terrifying endless vines and leaves surrounded and attacked him. Casey made a decision instantly. However, as he blocked, Luo Feng had already begun to trigger his other trump card. Amongst the endless leaves, there was one which had wrapped about what seemed like a simple streamlined laser gun. It was an E9 grade laser gun, with a short preparation time of 0.1 seconds that passed as Casey defended against the vines. It had already completed. The red light vanished and the green light shone. Vine, shoot and kill him. Luo Feng ordered. The leaf bent in slightly and it pushed the button. An extremely glaring pillar of white light shot out at light speed from the barrel. With Luo Feng and Casey's strength, they could clearly see the beam shooting out from the E9 laser gun, however, Casey couldn't dodge it as he was surrounded by endless vines and leaves. E9 laser gun. Casey's expression changed. What's going on with the report? How can there be such discrepancies? His sole defense is absurd and he even has an E9 laser gun. If he bought it in the virtual universe, how could the Bug Clan spies not have any record of his purchase? Useless things. Rumble. The glaring pillar of white light instantly hit Casey's body, burning at an extreme temperature, with countless light particles forming the high-pressure attack, causing the leaves about to be burnt to nothing. Luo Feng floated in space. The 216 thick vines that stretched over 10,000 kilometers were like huge snakes made wrapping about the assassin within. Also the countless leaves all attacked individually, with one of them using the E9 grade laser gun, shooting the glaring pillar of white light at Casey. The high temperatures caused the surrounding leaves to melt, however it didn't pierce through Casey's armor. The E9 grade laser gun can kill normal Sector Lord level 9s, however it doesn't guarantee a 100% against a Sector Lord level 9 pinnacle. Luo Feng was clear on this point. To be able to make a move within Wulong Starfield, this assassin must have been hidden for extremely long. The moment he made a move, it would definitely be shocking. To be killed so easily, even Luo Feng couldn't believe it. Bring it, let's see what you have, see how much you can force me to unleash. Luo Feng stared at the silhouette within the white pillar of light. Rumble. Casey's expression was pale as he crashed into the large amount of vines behind him. Vines, kill him. Luo Feng ordered. Rustle. The countless vines slid about in space, engulfing Casey. Casey was very clear that the cloud contact vine was a plant life form that was extremely hard to deal with. Many powerful humans with backgrounds all used cloud contact vines to protect themselves. In terms of its size and cell genetics, it was extremely terrifying. Luo Feng's cloud contact vine was nurtured extremely well. A total of 216 vines, at Sector Lord level, every vine could reach up to 30,000 kilometers. Its thickness was at least 300 kilometers thick. Naturally in battle there was no need to go that big. A Sector Lord level 6 high-level vine's sturdiness was extremely solid. Even a Sector Lord level 9's destroying speed probably couldn't keep up with its regeneration. Against the vines that swallowed him up, he struggled within and let out a mad howl. Why howl before you die? Luo Feng stood in the distant space and watched. Suddenly, rumble, a formless terrifying energy, almost like an ant seeing a dragon, began to expand throughout, causing Luo Feng's expression to change greatly. The spot where Casey was began to sprout with explosions of flames, causing the space there to become a sea of flames. Large amounts of the vine and its leaves were instantly burnt to ashes. Many thick vines began to warp. The vine sent a simple thought to Luo Feng, terrified, unable to withstand. With Casey as the core, an area of 30 kilometers was reduced to ashes. Many of the regenerated thick vines didn't dare go close within that 30 kilometers again. Endless flames burnt within the space. There were two silhouettes within the flames. One was the heavily injured and mad Casey, the other was a 2 m tall man, dressed in ancient black armor, revealing his arms. He was the center of the flames. His arms had thick fiery red hair that covered even his face. His eyes were like flames burning. Flame undying. No, undying. Luo Feng watched from far, looking at the undying surrounded by endless flames. He felt a powerful pressure, that undying energy that worked on his body, endless undying energy, like a huge mountain pressing him down. With the undying energy pressure, he couldn't resist. It's actually an undying. This assassin actually brought an undying with him. It definitely must have been hidden within his internal world. Luo Feng squinted. What power is this? To actually stay hidden within Wulong Starfield's members. My guess was indeed right. His trump card truly is terrifying. It was terrifying. So terrifying it drove people crazy. An undying. Agent 6. To be able to rank top amongst the other pawns hidden within Wulong Starfield. It was because he had hidden an undying within his internal world. This undying was one that had his soul controlled by the Bug Clan, and as his identity was compromised, he had no way to show himself or use his god country to return to the Bug Clan territory. Without their hidden ambush value, these controlled undyings were normally used as cannon fodder or weapons. placing an Undying as a pawn within an internal world, using him at critical times. If one could create a technological weapon capable of killing an Undying, its price would be absurd. These normal controlled Undyings, however, their worth was still much more. Also, a sector lord wielding these weapons in true battle would still never compare to an Undying. This was Agent 6's true trump card. It was also the trump card the Bug Clan had prepared to kill Luo Feng. Long Ju Emperor, I need help, there's an Undying the member brought with him to kill me. Luo Feng immediately sent a thread of his consciousness into the virtual universe network, simultaneously sending a letter to Long Ju Emperor, and spamming it 10 times over. Long Ju Emperor was at the time within the outermost palace of the star field, discussing business with others. This is 10 million mixed elements to buy goods. This 10%, which is 1 million mixed elements, is a little for your troubles, Long Ju Emperor. A bald old man in a black exquisite long robe spoke in a friendly manner, smiling. You wish to get 10 million mixed elements worth of goods, that's not easy. Long Ju Emperor frowned. You should know that for over 1 million, I cannot make the decision myself. As it has to go into the accounts, and there would be detailed records within whatever was bought and paid for. Like Luo Feng purchasing 1 million mixed elements worth of bug corpses, these were all recorded and thoroughly audited. Hence, it put an end to buying separate batches, and not anyone could simply come and purchase items. One had to have a certain level of position. If one bought 1 million mixed elements worth of goods and simply did it 10 times, it was too good to be true. The Virtual Universe Company and the Huge Axe Dojo along with the other Leviathans would never allow such a loophole. Their audits were extremely strict. The moment there was any corruption, the consequences were severe. Long Ju Emperor, we've known each other over the past 10,000 eras. I seriously need to create this weapon. How about this way? 15% commission will belong to you. As for how to split this with the other 4 members, that's up to you. The black-robed bald old man's eyes were almost like space itself. He spoke softly. Wait a while. Long Ju Emperor frowned as he muttered within, who'd send me 10 straight messages. He sent part of his consciousness into the virtual universe network, and entered his palace on Thunder Island. Standing within, he gently tapped the space and a screen appeared. He opened the mail within. Long Ju Emperor, save me, there's an Undying assassin here brought by an internal member. He was totally shocked. Luo Feng attacked. Long Ju once again opened the screen and immediately adjusted his Wulong Starfield map, sending out an alarm to the security system. There's someone being attacked in Wulong Starfield. Hurry and check it out. No matter what, he first had to find the exact location before sending anyone, as the system used white dots and red dots to distinguish between internal members and outsiders. However, there were many people choosing goods within. It was hard to tell which was Luo Feng. He could only tell from where there was a battle. The security system scanned all the observation points within the starfield. There's been no battle. The system replied. Long Ju Emperor was stunned, however he immediately understood, ordering, have there been any points compromised? Observation point B2446, 56,453, 13,202, 96233 has malfunctioned. 36 seconds ago B2446, 56 has already headed there to check and do maintenance. The system replied, this entire process was extremely slow. Luo Feng sent the messages earlier, after the battle had only been going on for 4 seconds. However, as Long Ju Emperor slowly moved and opened the mail before waiting for the replies from the system etc., 32 seconds had passed. Right here. There's an attack here in this observation point region. Long Ju Emperor shouted. Contacting the 2 guides. The security system automatically reacted. I'm allowing you to immediately send someone. Long Ju Emperor said anxiously. Long Ju Emperor, your authority isn't enough, the system has to follow the regulated procedures. The system continued to try connecting to the 2 guides in the region, over and over, a total of 20 seconds, to no avail. Only then did it send an order to a knight. This was an AI. Even if it was a living AI, like Barbata, the moment the master gave an order, it had to stick completely to the set regulations within, it couldn't go against it. This security system of Wulong Star Field was exactly like that, as some requests and orders were set by all 5 managers, hence it had to comply. Without rules, it would be a mess. Armies had their rules. This system too naturally had some fixed rules. It may seem stiff, but without them it would result in chaos and even greater losses. And these stiff regulations, even if there were losses from it would be within their ability to withstand them. It would take about 90 seconds for a knight to get there. Luo Feng, hope you can survive. If you die, that Undying wouldn't be able to flee, even if he teleported through his god country, the ripples left behind by his god country, at least within 60 seconds, with a knight's ability, he would be able to track its coordinates. He'll definitely take revenge for you. Longju Emperor thought, it'll depend on how long you can last. Wulong Starfield. The Undying, surrounded by endless flames, turned to look at Casey beside him. Undying, you have 80 seconds, you have to kill Luo Feng within 80 seconds. Otherwise one of humanity's absolute warriors will get here. Casey's eyes gleamed with madness, simultaneously communicating via his world energy. You can die now. A low voice resounded in Casey's mind. Rumble. Casey was immediately swallowed by origin law flames and reduced to ashes. This Undying hiding within his internal world was considered his final trump card. The moment it was used, it meant that the Bug Clan would definitely not let Casey survive, in case humanity discovers how they invaded and stayed hidden within. Human. The flaming Undying stood there and turned to Luo Feng, his endless god pressure expanding. Luo Feng couldn't move. You can die too. Rumble. Endless flames erupted and almost like a dragon formed from flames. The surrounding 10,000 kilometers region lit up in flames and rushed at Luo Feng. This flame was one infused with origin laws. Only a true flame Undying that had fully comprehended the flame laws could produce such a level of flame so easily. The domain it spread over was on a godly level, a true law domain. Even though it wasn't a true god country, it was still much stronger than a sector Lord Pinnacle's world projection. In an Undying fight, some were ground gods, some controlled fire, some the land. These were all the law domains: gold, wood, water, fire, ground, wind, thunder, light. The 8 laws had different levels, naturally their domains were different too. Hence in an Undying fight, they normally didn't use the law domains. However, if an Undying was trying to kill a sector lord or domain lord etc., they could use it to bully their opponent. This was the law domain that one only got after fully comprehending a law. Howl. A howl tore through the space and resounded. A mountain-like enormous beast that was covered in black scales, the pinnacle of space beasts, golden horned beast, appeared before Luo Feng. As it appeared, its body length strength over 200 kilometers. It was still shrinking as it appeared. Crackle, its density kept increasing as it shrank. Its scales shrank and its bones and muscles grew more dense. The 5 horns on its head shrank too. In an instant, it became a 100 kilometers long space beast. Deities of the world level 2, small progress. Its body length had shrunk 5 times while its density had exploded over 100 times, raising its battle ability to 5 times. Deities of the world, if he makes great progress in the 2nd level, his strength could be increased by 9 times. The 3rd level allowed his strength to rise 36 times. However, this technique was easiest when the golden horned beast was small. As it got stronger, it got harder to train. Many golden horned beasts only finish the 1st level throughout their entire lives. Very few actually made great progress in the 2nd level. As for the 3rd level, it was just a legend. Luo Feng's golden horned beast was already sector lord level 6. It was extremely hard to improve in deities of the world, and the requirements were extremely harsh. Even now, Luo Feng had no way around it. Golden horned beast. The flame Undying was shocked as he saw the huge beast. What powerful energy! It should be a sector lord pinnacle beast, and the golden horned beast of that level is supposed to be over 1,000 kilometers long. This one, however, has used some sort of shrinking technique. A human actually has a golden horned beast to protect it. Who knows whether he's controlled the soul of this beast, or it was a gift from his teacher, True Yang Emperor. The Undying was pondering. No matter. Even a sector Lord Pinnacle golden horned beast will die. The flame Undying's eyes lit up and burned with flames. Rumble. The flame laws became a huge fire dragon rushing at the golden horned beast. Against the endless flames, the golden horned beast let out a fierce howl. Rumble. The surrounding over 10,000 kilometers in area warped and became an endless mountain range world, powerful world projection. It immediately clashed against the burning flames. The mountains that hit first were immediately burnt to ashes. However, the world projection continued to form. The flames continued to burn. The world kept forming. As such, it became a stalemate. How can he have such powerful world projection? The Undying's expression changed. It's actually comparable to the law domain. I've long heard of the powerful swallowing beast's internal world and how vast it was. However, this one is simply absurd. World projection, it depended on how powerful one's internal world was. Under normal circumstances, the moment law domain was unleashed, the world projection of a sector lord would instantly crumble without any ability to withstand it. And for it to be comparable to the law domain, it was simply an impossible scenario. A human sector Lord Pinnacle's internal world only had a diameter of 10,000 kilometers. Luo Feng's, however, was over 60 million kilometers. Much bigger than even true golden horned beasts' worlds. Normally, sector Lord Pinnacle golden horned beasts only had worlds with diameters about 30 million kilometer. Unleashing world projection, they could barely withstand law domain. They may be disadvantaged, but they could withstand it. At this time, Luo Feng's world projection was in a stalemate with the law domain. 60 million kilometers compared to 10,000 kilometers, the difference was 6,000 times. It was like China's entire territory compared to a small village. China's projection compared to the village's projection, the power difference was huge. Howl, the beast howled. Picking the hardest path naturally had its benefits. At least, its incredibly huge internal world had an extremely powerful world projection. There was no need to fear an Undying. It's no use. Law domain is but an assisting skill. In an Undying battle, we don't even use this. The Undying roared too, instantly becoming a flaming beam of light, and rushing towards the beast. Howl. The beast raised its head and howled. The engravings on its 5 horns all lit up, its head, neck, back, 4 claws, scaled wings all lit up with engravings all over. It wasn't just such. Even its right claw began to undergo change, becoming thicker. Its scales changed as they swiftly changed to gold. Natural ability strengthening. Blood river energy triggered. The natural ability made its body grow in strength by an entire time, its physical strength, world energy, etc. With the blood river energy triggered, its entire body strength was condensed and its right claw's strength rose by 11 times. Deities of the world amplitude was 5 times. Natural ability strengthen was 2 times. Blood river energy amplitude was 11 times. The nameless manual had resulted in its strength already 3 times from before. Its terrifying right claw strength was currently a shocking 330 times that of a normal sector Lord level 6 golden horned beast, without any natural abilities, and a normal sector Lord level 6 beast was already no weaker than a human sector Lord Pinnacle warrior. 330 times amplitude. And with its spirit energy amplitude at over 3,232 times that of a normal human, and its strength and ability doubling that, its world energy was now 64 times stronger. However, in comparison, the beast's strongest point was still its body. Its world projection could match up to the law domain, hence it at least had the ability to put up a fight. Howl, the beast roared madly, simultaneously welcoming the Undying rushing over. It waved its powerful right claw, and through its comprehension of the gold and space laws from studying the beast god's howling picture, it followed the beast god presence comprehension that it had worked so hard on for over 180 years, unleashing its strongest attack. Sky-tearing claw. Rumble, the space around it was instantly torn apart. Layers of space were split, causing space tears all around. Even if you are a golden horned beast, you are only sector lord level, you actually dare block me. Go and die. A huge blade appeared in the flame Undying's hands. It burned with powerful flames and with a slash, the universe space was also torn apart, the seams and layers sliced open. This move was infused with complete flame laws along with some space laws. Its power was terrifying. With undying energy backing this move, it was extremely powerful. Rumble. The gold claw clashed directly with the flaming blade. However, against the right claw, the blade seemed as small as a toothpick. 330 times stronger than a normal sector Lord Pinnacle level strength. Even though the world energy was far from its right claw's power, it was infused within, its power was stronger from that. And with its 10 times amplitude from its comprehension of the beast god howling picture, this terrifying claw attack was the golden horned beast's strongest move. And even though that flame undying was a very normal undying, he was still an undying, his strength was countless times stronger than a sector lord. A sector lord pinnacle golden horned beast. Only very few exceptional ones were comparable to a normal undying, many still choose to flee. Rumble. The huge golden horned beast and the flame undying were knocked far apart. The powerful clash caused space around them to tear open, its powerful ripples seeped in through the tears into space itself. 330 times the strength of a normal sector Lord Pinnacle, and with the howling beast god picture amplitude, and my law comprehension raised 10 times, plus that little bit of the beast god presence, I actually still cannot defeat a normal undying. Luo Feng was shocked by the difference between a sector lord and undying. I am an undying, I actually cannot defeat a sector lord level golden horned beast. The flame undying was shocked too. After which, howl, the beast once again rushed. Kill. The flame undying began to grow mad too. Fierce battle. The scales on the beast were torn apart as gold blood spewed everywhere. Waving its right claw, the black armor on the undying was slashed open too, its scales flying everywhere, his layer of red fur was slashed apart, his muscles torn, his gold blood flying about. Rumble. The beast was knocked hard into the endless bug corpses. Rumble. The undying too was knocked hard into another pile of corpses. It was a tough even battle. One had a 60 million kilometers diameter internal world, with training in the Nameless Manual along with 100 absorbed blood river crystals, along with other special encounters. The other was a normal flame undying. One had completely comprehended the flame laws and some of the space laws. One had comprehended a good half of the gold laws and a part of the space laws, along with the beast god presence, and the howling beast god picture raising its amplitude to 10 times. Rumble. Rumble. A golden horned beast and a flame undying, battling within the endless bug corpses. Almost every second they would exchange over 100s to 1000s of blows, fast as lightning. The scales of the beasts were torn apart while the skin and muscles of the flame undying were torn apart too. Gold blood spewed in all directions. The battle has already lasted 50 seconds. The undying was boiling with rage. Casey had said I have to kill Luo Feng in 80 seconds. This human is protected by the golden horned beast within its internal world. If I don't kill it, I can't kill him. There's no time. The flame undying, as a soul-controlled slave, was willing to do everything at any price to fulfill his master's orders. He rushed again at the beast. The beast roared as it raised its powerful gold right claw again, as the two clashed. The undying's expression was struggling, his red fur shook as he howled, his eyes filled with madness. Go and die, golden horned beast, explode. 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 Rumble. The space about crumbled as he instantly became a terrifying super fireball, almost like a new star that was about to explode. God, self-destruct. The final move. Complete the mission at all costs. Part 2 end here.